Today we are about to have a conversation with Kali, I think 3 of Kenya's biggest legends, one of the best groups that has existed since time immemorial. They have been in the industry for over 20 years. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having Kleptomaniax on stage. This particular talk is to advance the talk about music and the music industry in Kenya, the progress it has made, the impact it has, and for the new artists, the upcoming artists, I'm certain itawakuta because the knowledge yenye nenda kupeanwa hapa hivi in advance ni too much. Hiyo itakusurprise bana. Na msisahau the catalog ni beast, Joe. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the E.A Flight. Right about now, I'd like to introduce the man of the hour. Are you ready? Haezi kuja tu hivyo watu. Are you ready? Mnajua jinake? Mnajua jinake? Mnajua jinake? Nataka introduction yake iko wazimu wase. Introduction yake iko wazimu saa. Ndio hiyo 3 2 1 give it up for Collo. To surprise.
You all look beautiful. Sana. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank you so much for just pulling up. We're about to go live. We're streaming this conversation live through social medias. So tell a friend to tell a friend that we're going to be having a lovely conversation. It's all about chat and vibe. A different setup altogether so that we can have a place where we can have real-time conversations about music in Africa. Are you ready? Are you ready? Fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the E.A Flight. I'm your Captain Collo, and good evening. How are you doing tonight? This is a special episode and the first one in this season since the Collo at 20 campaign that we did last year, where we celebrated 20 years plus in the game. The grand finale was at Wojo, that's WOJO, an amazing co-working space in Upper Hill. And some interesting thing that happened last year was hip-hop also turned 50 last year. And undeniably, it's one of the most influential cultures to impact the global family, especially this continent today, with Afrobeats, which is well represented by a majority of West Africans. Special shout out to all the Nigerians, by the way, for a good job. And also South Africans with Amapiano. Now today, we're live from East and Central Africa's business hub, Nairobi's 254 Beer District, right here in Westlands. And a special shout out to you and all the day ones in the house. Now acheki, Wairimo na kucheki, DJ Trixie pia ako kwenye 1s and 2s pale, DJ Exclusive nimemwona mahali maze, na kucheki 125 in the house too. Thank you so much for pulling up. And also pale online, we have some of our people wame pull up. Kwenye TikTok, kwenye Twitter, kwenye YouTube. And since music is what we hope to go beyond, and right about now is a special one, I would like to just inquire from guys in the house. Anyone who can sing the national anthem of Kenya back to back, word for word? By a show of hands. If you know you can sing the national anthem of Kenya, word for word. Whether in English or Swahili. Nani akona confidence? Come. Let's clap for her, ladies and gentlemen, as she comes up. Unaweza po hapa pali Robert aka. Hapa tu. We. Alafu tuambie kwanza unaitwa nani? Share with us your name and then go for it. It's on. You can just pull it closer.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm shy, but Nerves. My name is Maureen Jerry. I'm a chef.
A chef?
Yes.
Nice. Where do you cook?
Amka Cafe down there.
Okay, nice. Amka Cafe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Shall we stand? We sit. Let's stand for the.
Let's.
Mungu nguvu yetu ilete baraka kwetu, haki iwe ngao na mlinzi, na tukae na uhuru, amani na undugu, raha tupate na ustawi.
Amkeni
ndugu zetu, tufanye sote bidii, nasi tujitoe kwa nguvu. Nchi yetu ya Kenya tunayoipenda, tuwe tayari kuilinda
na tujenge
taifa letu. Ndio wajibu wetu.
Kenya istahili heshima,
tunga mikono pamoja zini,
kila siku.
na shukrani.
Please clap for her. Fantastic. Hapo umekosea 2-3, but since umekosea 2, mambo ni amora 3 on me. Sawa? Bibiana ako ndani ya nyumba. Bibiana kako ndani ya nyumba. Tafadhali mchape mora 3, au sio? We're going to be having 2 icons on this East African flight tonight. There's a gentleman that I'm humbled to have. This is a gentleman that I'm humbled to have started off my career with in music. And they have grown to be the finest in their places of authority. The first one that I would like to introduce is currently more passionate about how people consume music. Music publishing is his forte. And after he ventured into media and a career also with a legal background, he is the Chief Executive Officer of Romoma Technologies. He is the founder and the brains behind the legendary group Kleptomaniax, an old Cambrian of Nairobi School, and my big brother, Mr. Robert Manyasa, aka rawbar. Ladies and gentlemen. Buda luku imekubali. Karibu sana, karibu sana, karibu sana rawbar.
Aye. It's good to be here, Collo.
Karibu sana, man.
Asante.
How was your day today?
Mimi niko poa.
Nashukuru,
we thank God.
Unafilaje?
Na feel poa, niko alive, blessed to be alive. Nikitufiti.
Hapo sawa. Karibu sana mazee.
Asante.
So today is a special day. Today is the 29th of February, and the next time we're going to have a similar day like this is going to be in the next 4 years. So, a leap year. So, today we have about 29 questions for Kleptomaniax. And there's some questions that are going to be coming in from online as well. And we're also going to have some questions from the audience right here. Tuko sawa? I hope mmecheki stage manager nafa kutembea around azichukue hizo swali. Remember, if you have any questions to ask, This is your chance and your opportunity. Look out for Lolo. She's going to be walking around.
Why 29?
Why 29? It's happening once this year. There's not going to be a 29 again. Yes. So it's 29 Klepto love questions. How's you? Iko sawa?
Sawa.
Nataka na question number 1 sahi. And this is a question that I'm sure so many people have been asking and I would love to know. Tell us, who is Rawbar?
Rawbar is a humble, quiet, reserved, creative, who enjoys working with talents, building talents, inspiring, and, just working behind the scenes to show upcoming talents how to, make something out of their craft.
Okay. Making something out of their craft.
Yeah.
So that's a very, very interesting thing that you've said, because the craft is something that many people don't sit down to really think about. But tell me more about your roots and upbringing, just shortly. Would like to know.
So Robani boy, alianza from Kariobangi South, born and bred. So I went to Kariobangi South Primary School. In 1994 is when I started interest in Ngoma. At that time, stories.
1994.
1994.
Okay.
Class 4 cut. You remember MC Hammer?
Yes.
At that time, I came to realize kuna kitu inaitwa art ya rap.
Okay. That's when you realize kuna art flani.
Kuna art inaitwa rap.
Rap music.
Yeah, rap music. So from then on, kuna ile, music became like an interest, The way MC Hammer used to do his art, the commercial side of it.
Okay.
Then around Kariobangi South, there were groups that were coming up, K South Flavor.
Yeah.
Kala Mashaka from Dandora. So the way they were doing, and then they had that way of wakipiga shows, unaona. So at a tender age, mimi nilikuwa naona ngoma ni, how can we package muziki kwa ina make dough?
Okay.
So for me, music was, I looked at it in that way. Like, this is an art, yes. Like, can I make money? Can I do business with it?
Yeah.
Because apart from kujibamba, money is a factor.
Kuliko na factor ya do, lazima.
Kuna factor ya do.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, tutaget hapo.
It's interesting how you ended up, even for instance, in Nairobi school. But before that, before joining Nairobi school, and I'm talking prior to Klepto, wase wanaweza penda kujua ulikuwa kwa group yote before Klepto?
Before Klepto kulikuwa na groups kama 3. So in our hood nilianzisha group inaitwa E Squad.
E Squad.
E Squad. E Squad was a group of about 4 guys.
Okay.
Me, a guy called Fanto, Remy, rest in peace, and another friend of ours called Batch.
Okay.
So we used to do gospel music, tunazunguka kwa concerts in churches. They used to have those Sunday talent shows. So we use beats from tapes na nini zima, kawaida.
Okay.
From E Squad, I formed another group called Camp 99.
Camp 99.
Camp 99.
Okay.
Yes, Camp 99 tulikuwa mimi na David Omweri. Then when I came to Nairobi school,
yes,
just before Kleptomaniax was a group also called TNT.
TNT.
TNT. Yeah. So, and for Mischief High School, some of the members ended up being suspended from school. Yeah, wengine waka change, wakakuwa expelled, so nikabaki solo.
Okay.
Then kwa dorm, you remember what happened during in Nairobi school, our dorm collapsed, blah blah. So we had to move from our house to what was then Nyashinski's dormitory.
Umemention hapo Nyashinski's dormitory.
Yeah.
Na nikajua hapo ni jina kubwa. Na you know I wouldn't want siwezi taka tuseme nikaa tunasengenya mtu. Kama ametaja jina Nyashinski, si Nyashinski lazima akaja ajitetee. So how I'm going to introduce this gentleman, he's the mayor of a city. But before we call him out, ladies and gentlemen, because of the respect that I have for this gentleman right here, I told you he's the founder behind Kleptomaniax. I would like us to just give him his flowers through a nice round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, Rawbar! Apo sawa. Nataka tuintrum jamaa. He's the mayor of a city. He's a mayor of a city. He's one of the most phenomenal artists of our time. He has an EP that is currently out. Inaitwa Good Life. Unfortunately, Rawbar didn't manage to attend the first Shin City, but on the one that was done in Eldoret, alishikilia fiti sana. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome on this panel a big brother also, anaitwa Mr. Nyamari Ongegu, aka Nyashinski.
NYASHINSKI, I stay fly. GOAT, that's no lie. Nabaki TOP, till I die. Miss Wadaganyi bana, this time umati mesha decide. Wanati wana legalize marijuana, yeah. Ni funny na una design, nilianzishanga mkirime. Ndo maana naji-describe, kafundi wa makaria. Nini nikasi define, kutoka mali tumetoka di kujifine. Kwa keja zina master, mbili umrasta na akili. Na mwezi zipima tamkisimama na ratili over there.
Hey, Buddha.
Yes.
It's good to see you, bro.
You too, bro.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Karibu sana. Siku anataka Rawbar sound ni kama anaongea juu yako na huko hapa. Kwa hivyo karibu sana. We're asking 29 questions for Klepto Love. As we celebrate love and music, my question to you before anything is, how did you end up meeting up with Rawbar? Like literally.
Rawbar, I can't remember the first time we met because that would be too romantic. but I know it was in high school somewhere. I do remember the first time I saw him rap though, and it was during Enter Saturday night in school, and I was like, man, I wish I could rap like that. So yeah, but I don't remember the first time like to meet. Maybe unakumbuka, miss.
But prior to that, how was it? Were you ever in a group before that, or were you doing any music before that?
No, not really. No, I used to write lyrics to like Tupac songs and Lost Boys and rap those lyrics and K-Shaka, but not. I wasn't really. I didn't know I could even do that. Yeah.
How was that? How was it growing up as a boy child in the city?
It was tough, man. You know.
Tough kiaje sasa? Haikuwa tough. So that means
it was okay. You know, I come from a stable family. My dad, my mom, you know, very close and very strong in the church. I have older siblings. I'm the last one. So, my life has not been very, very hard, but it's not been easy. Mm-hmm. But growing up, I had a really good childhood. I played a lot. You're my friend through childhood, so it's easy. Yeah.
That you're blessed, man.
Thank you, man.
Karibu sana, karibu sana. Ladies and gentlemen, Nyashinski. There's a question that came in.
Yeah.
What was it working with me after we disbanded in 2007?
Working with you?
Yes.
Mbaya. No, actually, it was, it was challenging because after, you know what happened in 2007, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it really took a slump. Industry Mazeli died, so a lot
from 2007.
Yeah,
but for anyone who's watching and is not really acquainted with what happened in 2007, briefly share with us.
Before post-election violence, the industry was here. Najua, like everything was working. Systems iko sawa. All the hype was going around. So after the post-election violence, it's like the fabric of the nation iliraruliwa, and getting things back together was a bit challenging.
Okay.
Because there's something that got lost. There's a disconnect that happened.
Okay.
So even when we were working on that album, you saw how challenging it was.
Yeah.
Just even the media, coming on board now, understand. Enyewe, kuna kitu tunatry kurudisha was kidogo hard.
It was crazy,
but it was a nice challenge. It was a good experience.
It was good to divide the money to people.
Of course.
We'll talk about money, by the way. We'll talk about money. But Shinsky, I have a question. What was it like for you being away from us from 2007? Because tulikuwa tumegrow up tumezoea life flani ya ustar, of course. Now, I can only imagine you readjusting to settle down into a new culture and surroundings. What was that like for you from 2007?
I think it was strange. It was strange, but it was necessary because, and I was even talking with Monsky the other day, and I was telling him, I feel so bad for child stars because you don't really get a chance to be well socially adjusted. At such a young age, you become famous. You are going to all the high schools performing.
Yeah.
So it would have been easy for me to think that life is just like that, Mm-hmm. And everywhere I go, I'm going to get preferential treatment. But it was an adjustment in my perspective in terms of how life is, how is important in every position.
Wow. And, how dignity is important in every position.
In every position.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please elaborate on that.
I just, we sometimes there are people who become invisible in society. I don't know, service or security, or there's some people you might just even pass without saying hi to, cleaners, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And to me, that's kind of a lack of respect. And that comes from seeing that job as not being a dignified one.
Yeah.
The difference is in first world countries is any job, by and large has dignity. Whether you work at McDonald's or it has dignity. So that was like an awakening for me as well to see that.
So how did you work around some of the challenges that you encountered while you're in the US?
You just have to be tougher than the challenge and keep your eye on the prize, man. Like, you know, everyone, you're not special. You know, if you cry about racism or you cry about whatever it is, unaonewa, but you're not special. Everyone is going through something. That's what I had to really accept. That, you know, it's not all about me. I'm just part of the bigger picture, so to speak. But you know, I used to watch you guys. I used to root for you. I still do. You know, and I think it worked out for the best.
What was the last track recorded together as Kleptomaniax? Now, before disbanding in 2007, there's a song we had called Things You Do.
Yeah.
Special shout out to Babs on the track. If you guys don't know who Babs on the track is, Babs on the track is the one who ended up producing music for Octopizo number. Produced for us a track called Things You Do in 2007. However, we did not officially release it. It was leaked by one Code Red DJ Styles.
Yeah.
Anajulikana sana, his stuff. But he loved it, I guess. I suppose he loved it. But upon returning back in 2016, I remember Nyashinski, Roba, and I also did a track called Pweza.
Pweza, yeah.
That was also not... Was it officially released?
No.
Uh-huh.
Leaked. Leaked.
Haukuisikia? Ililikiwa pia. I don't know, ma. Karibu sana. Once again, welcome to the E.A Flight, ladies and gentlemen. And later on, DJ Trixie is going to be playing us some music, some infectious East African mix. I'll see you. Hapo sawa. On Tuesday, Roba.
Yeah.
When I was calling you about this engagement, there's something you mentioned to me when I was asking you about what attracted you to the art. And immediately you got me on the floor crying because you said, money. I asked Roba, what attracted you to the art? And immediately he said, money.
Yeah.
If I could ask you about why money? Why did you just straight up told me the thing that attracted me to this art is money? Please explain.
The question should be, why is it an industry?
Why is it an industry?
If it's an industry, there must be money, right? If you're doing music, you're investing.
Yep.
You pay producers, you pay videographers, you pay studio time, you pay for promotion, you pay for marketing, right?
Yes.
So why would you do all that for nothing? Right? So our first single, it costs money. We were in high school, but we had to pay for production. So why would we put money in something that we have no intention of getting something out of it? You know, so even right now, it doesn't make sense to say the music industry, right? And you have the music, but you're missing the industry. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there needs to be some alignment, some straightening of paths, you know, to get the industry back in check. Because there are a lot of lives depending on this. There are families feeding from this, right? It's not just about music. It's not just about recording something and throwing it out there. Watu wajibambe, who get clicks, who get views, who famous, utembe huku inje, you know. Serious. You need to make a living out of it, right? So if it's not making me something, then why bother do it?
I think we have the best example in the house of making a living out of music. I don't know what your thoughts are about what Rawbar said, and perhaps you could tell us, how did you manage to navigate into creating something for your own self in a space where we know that the Kenyan music industry really has a lot, it has its challenges, but yet it's the best marketplace? Please share.
How did I get to work and create something for myself in terms of making a living or in terms of the art?
Both.
Okay. In terms of getting to a place where you can create the art that you 100% like, I think that's where you should always be, right? But that sounds easier said than done. And I've had a lot of arguments with people about it. Obviously, having a bit of a cushion financially will allow you to take more risks. But at the end of the day, it's your heart that you're giving people, right? It's true what Rawbar is saying in terms of it's not free. If I want to shoot a video, I have to pay the videographer, I have to pay for the light, for the location, the clothes. And then nowadays, the music, there's a lot of money that goes into marketing, branding. All that is money out, money out, money out. You have a team. Nowadays, you can't do anything without a team.
Yeah.
So you have a team, that's more money out. Yeah. So when you look at it and you say, okay, this is supposed to be a business, not everyone is going to perform 30 times a year, even 10 times a year.
Yeah.
So performance is not, it's not a sustainable. I'd rather have a system where you can be a recording artist and live off that. Now, the one thing I've noticed is it's cyclical, because right now we are sitting here talking about it like this, but 20 years ago, we were watching someone else talking about it like this.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's sad that everyone enters the game from a point of ignorance and then learns through experience. Then at the end of the line is when we're like trying to tell the young guys, hey, guys, you need to pay. So it's going to take shift. I believe Gen Z can do it.
Gen Z? Any Gen Zs in the house?
I do.
Any Gen Zs in the house?
I believe Gen Zs can do it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It'll take time, but I think they can.
That's very interesting that umeshare about you, because like I say, one of the reasons to why I felt such a space would be great is because, like I said, hip hop turned 50 last year, and the impact of hip hop undoubtedly across the world has shaped our very culture today. Now, the impact in this continent has seen us come up with something called Afro beats. And, of course, there's a question that someone asked. Someone asked, how many songs did you guys do as Klepto? Because a majority of people only know Klepto for how many songs?
Like 4.
4, which are?
I think Hare, Swing Swing, Tuendele.
Which songs?
Hare, Swing Swing,
Frigate. But Robert, tell us more about that project.
Actually, to album Zima, we have like 2 albums. There's the M4E, which had like how many tracks? I think 16. 16. I think 16 tracks.
Yeah.
Then Now Is the Time, which we collaborated with Yulo Pangoma. Yeah, in 2007. That had like 17 tracks. So
18.
18.
Yes,
18,
yes.
Tracks. So you can imagine, those are like how many? 30. Is it around 30?
30 plus?
30 plus tracks. And guys wanajua tatu.
It's only released.
It's only released. Kuna catalog unreleased ka ngapi? I think countless.
So clearly there's some songs that we did. For instance, there's one called Ausio, which we featured Mr. Lenny on it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll see you.
Hii ngoma itatoa watoi wazazi mshikwe mavitu mingi kichwani kiasi klepto na kazi hakuna wasiwasi ndo mjue. Yep. I'll see you. Mr. Lenny,
yeah.
He was on the album.
Yeah.
We also had another track called Kuna Badoniko. But si tunaongea Badoniko ilikuwa ya Die Hard. Si ndio? But kulikuwa na ngoma ingine ilikuwa inaitwa Sichimbiki.
That's a big thing, yeah.
My Reality. Sichimbiki actually was featuring Big Pin.
Big Pin, yeah, Big Pin.
But little do people know that actually the person who was supposed to be on that track was Amani. But Big Pin ended up being on the track.
Yeah.
There's a specific question that came in, especially from online also as well. Someone asked, whose voice was on the track? What is Kapuka? DJ Tricks. This was a monologue that was done in the album M4E, released in 2005. And I don't know, the question was whose voice that was. Roba,
yeah.
Would you want to take that question?
I think she and Anida Jibu also.
Please answer.
CG.
I've always been wondering who it was.
CG.
But in that monologue, are you able to expound on what that means today as far as sound is concerned?
Please.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was like a prophecy, because when you talk about, you said Afrobeats. When you talk about Afrobeats, literally right now dominating the world, it's an export. You know what I mean? And for you to export, you have to have something unique, because we are not importing things we have just like that. You get what I'm saying? So just from that corner of originality is, I think, where that speech was coming from.
Originality. Ruba, do you believe that we have something in Kenya to sing home about and export?
Of course we do. Of course we do. Kenya, you know, the beauty about Kenya is we are so diverse, you know? We are so diverse. We are so, like, there's a lot that can be told about the experiences of the Kenyan people.
Okay.
You know, like, there's inspiration everywhere. There are things happening every single day, you know, and Africa in general, I believe, you can imagine just the diversity that iko Kenya, you know. Imagine now replicate that to the entire Africa. Like, there's a lot that can be told musically, you know, when it comes to originality. So I think it's a good thing. We are at a good place,
okay,
you know, in terms of music originality from Kenya. You know? Yeah.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause for our guest today and also for you. Stage manager swali zozote. ENC. Aya, kuna swali ya kwanza hapo. Kuna swali ya kwanza hapo imeulizwa na DJ Exclusive. Well, wacha mimi naanza na venye najitetea. Si ndio? Naweza sema venye si create mziki si about ku-release sana. I remember we just used to write music for the sake of writing music because we needed to write good music. So anytime we got a chance to freestyle, create verses, write music. We did it because we loved doing it. So tulikuwa na miziki mingi sana ambazo hazikuwahi ona the light of day. Kwa hiyo catalog yetu nakumbuka yote.
Himta ina manyoka.
Himta ililikiwa. So DJ tunakam DJ exclusive. Sijui kama hiyo imeanza from my end. Mimi nimesema mziki tuna record. Hiyo si issue. Given an opportunity to come and jam in the studio, we can do it at any time. But in terms of releasing, I'm not really sure. But here's Roba, here's Nyashinski. I don't know what Nyashinski has to say.
I agree with you. Anytime. Joramko. Anytime.
Yangu for me naweza sema I think when the demand will be right. The demand is not right. Bado.
Do you feel this? Are you satisfied with that answer? Kindly emphasize.
And say how you love music and all that. Is it that the love is born? Because when I look at Nyash doing his thing, Collo doing his thing, Romoma, but every Kleptomaniax, every Kleptomaniax one is asking, when are we going to get a curtain call? Maybe I'm saying, you know what, guys, we're doing this to say thank you to our fans. This is the last thing we're together. Hear this one.
So, kwanza ni kujitetea first, si ati nimenyamaza. You know, I'm still in the music. You know, I do music publishing nowadays. I'm mostly in publishing administration. I publish Nyashinski, I publish for Collo, you know. So tuko bado hapo. So si ati hatuko. We are still there. That's why I'm saying when the demand is right, it will happen. Haitakuwa ya kuforce. It will just happen. Yeah.
Anything to add on that? So that DJ exclusive akue content.
No, hiyo idea ya kufanya like a curtain call ni idea kali sana. Na agree na wewe, ni dream ya mine. Tumetry kuwa na glimpses kwa Shin City, Oktoberfest and things like that. Just to test and see if guys still F with the music. And you know, I think we'll have to do it at some point and do it well. For sure. Yeah.
Fantastic. Kulikuwa na 1 to 5 pia tunakam kwako. Sid ndani ya nyumba. Is there another question? Good evening.
Good evening.
What's your name? Masha? Michelle. Nice to meet you. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you for that question. So your question is centered around the sound. The Kenyan sound. What is the Kenyan sound? Okay. Roba, you want to start off?
The Kenyan sound. You know, that conversation ilianza even kitambo. You know, I remember when we did Hare, and Ogopa were coming up with their sound. You know, they tried to label, you know, calling it Kapuka music. You know, I don't think the focus should be really into looking for a sound. Like a Kenyan sound or a Tanzanian sound or a Ugandan sound. This is just according to me. You know, I believe creativity and music should be, it's just something that you cannot put in a cup. You understand? Like, you cannot just put it in a cup. And we should now be thinking about taking, instead of thinking about the local sound, we should be thinking about taking brands globally. Like, what is the world vibrating to? You understand? What is the world listening to? What is the direction? Because if we keep sticking and creating small subgenres, you know, that infighting haitawaisha. Kila producer atakuwa anakuja anasema mimi niko na hii sound yangu, nataka ikuwe the Kenyan sound. Another one will come, mimi niko na hii yangu, nataka ikuwe the Kenyan sound. Unaona? So you're fighting inside a cup. You're not looking at, you know, the ocean. Uko kwa kikombe bado na kuna ocean huko nje. You understand? So it doesn't, I baby ile weight sana. Yeah, just do music. So long as your music appeals to the biggest audience you can be able to capture with your music, just do it. Let the creativity come from within. Even though me want, yeah.
Big man.
Yeah, I think I agree with you in terms of everyone should be unique. But I also think having a sound is important, because what a sound does is a sound creates a wave and it identifies you. So, you know, you say Kwaito, you know South Africa. You know Lingala, you know DRC. Afrobeat, West Africa. And what that does, it creates a wave. So ikisha create wave, world ina notice. The only way world ni had dunia I notice area na mse mmoja, maybe ita notice huyo mse. But kama ni sound, everyone is like, man, there's this sound coming out of East Africa, I want to get on that. Then after that, being unique is so easy because you've already ride your wave. So from a business perspective, I can see why people say it's important to have a sound. From an artistic perspective, I agree with Roba, where being unique is just, that's what I do anyway.
Uko sawa Michelle? Na mimi sasa badala hizo, after those two, wacha nichangie tu kusema hivi, eh? There's one thing I love about being Kenyan, and the fact that we're an English-speaking nation and also Swahili as well. We're very diverse, and of course, import for so long that ime create kitu. Unaona kitu Nyasha nasema about, like, there's something unique in that, and in the same way us guys grew up listening to songs from abroad and we would sing it word for word, I think we're in a better position to be able to export something unique to the world and share. And perhaps it needed to take this time for us to learn a lot more around what it really takes. So yes, I hope that answers your question. Iko sawa? There's no wrong answer. Hapo sawa. Let's clap for Michelle. Kuna moja hapo swali pia. There was a lady also right behind there. After, we're going to come to you immediately after Sid. Sid, please share.
So when you get signed, there's definitely
What's that? What perks do artists get when they're signing? When they're signed to a record label, what perks they get?
So I'll say it like this, yeah. What happens, yeah, when you're a good artist, yeah, but you're signed with someone who's been in the industry, let me say that. What does that help you as an artist? And how can we assist the other artists who are coming into the game to not fall into the same trap? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a very good question. Do you want to start it off?
Okay. I think that question is more about contracts that are very predatory and meant to just they're too one-sided. So if you're signed by a record label, some of the perks that you get is funding. I think the main thing is funding. So they're going to fund your career, pay for your music videos, pay for your recording, probably pay for your apartment, buy your car, everything. But what people fail to realize is if I'm putting all that money into this brand, it's a risk. I might do all that and then your songs don't hit.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why people sign, especially for new artists, 5-year deals and things like that, because you have to give artist development time to happen. Now with SoundCloud and social media, the way it is now, it's less necessary to be signed by a major. I think it's wiser to be independent if you can. And the same things that the major was going to give you, get maybe from family or, a different source. Then you can maintain the rights of your music, that really helps.
Robert?
Yeah, just to double on what Shin is saying. It goes more on contracts, agreements, not just getting into, record labels, into studios just for the sake of it, at least have some written agreements prior before mwanze find a job, have some form of split sheets.
By the way, speaking of that, juzi too, kuna story ilikuwa inatembea about producer fulani mnaijo alikuwa nakujia artist wa Kenya. Na mimi nilikuwa nashangaa nasema Afrobeats wameshachukua. So sasa pia wanataka royalties za artist wetu wa Kenya. I don't know. From that I'm eager to find out, especially to you, Nyashinski. What have you learned across your journey, especially after returning back and focusing on your music? When it gets to matters, copyright issues, what's your take on that?
This is what I'll say. It's not about whether you're a Nigerian or a Kenyan or Indian. Rights are rights, and business is business. So during your journey in the music business, you will have teachable moments, right? The best thing to do is to learn from them and adjust. When it comes to music and royalties and all that, a lot of people don't see how, it's a very kind of a secret how these things are being done. And the earlier you educate yourself on royalties and copyrights and masters and publishing and all that, I'd say the better for your career and for it will inform your choices and the contracts you sign. Yeah.
Thank you. Before we get to Robert, there's a question there's a young lady here with a question. Lolo, are you there? There was a lady here with a question, and I see also a question right there. And there's one more there and one here. Sawa. Remember, this is the E.A Flight. Hi. What's your name? Maimuna. Nelly. Nelly. How are you doing, Nelly? Karibu sana. Can I kindly get some quiet back there? Thank you. Thank you so much, Nelly. How have we survived through the fame? How to sustain friendship? I like that.
Like,
well, we could answer. We could start off with
no,
you.
For me, I don't. It's not about fame. For us, we don't look at each other in that way. Like we are brothers. We are, you know. I look at Collo. I look at Shin like the same way I look at my brother and my sister at home. Like, hakuna fame, hakuna, you know. So for us, we're just honest with each other. We are open. We are brothers. You know, na tukikosana ni namwambia, like nothing extraordinary. We're just ordinary human beings, just living an ordinary life.
Hapo sawa. Shin, for Nelly.
I agree. I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah. Hapo sawa. I'll say there's something around brotherhood, which is very, 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 very key. And, you know, personally, and I'm answering this from my standpoint, as you may know, or if you're not aware, we grew up together. Literally, we grew up from the same hood, together with Nyashinski, and then with rawbar while in high school. So first, before everything else, the music came in later on, and then we realized, oh, there's something that we love in common, and that's like literally, I think the music is what solidified the bond.
Yeah.
Iko sawa?
Yeah.
Hapo sawa kabisa. There's a question. Thank you so much from the lovely Kirigo Ngarwa. There's a mic for you right there. Discipline and upcoming artists.
Okay, discipline is upbringing sometimes, you know. Not everybody came up with the same kind of upbringing, so you can't really force people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one advantage we had coming up was we had, you know, elder OGs who used to keep us in line and show us the right path to go. So you can't really expect a guy who's 19, 20, 21 to have all the discipline. That, I mean,
yeah,
you know, let's give guys some grace as well.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Robert?
Yeah, like what he says, it comes more with the upbringing, you know, and I think for most of us also, you know, we are privileged to, you know, Nairobi school had a very strict way of, you know, putting you in us. You know, it helped us. So, and then just having our ways of solving our own internal issues, you know, keeps us grounded. You know, yeah, I don't know.
As far as discipline is concerned, personally, I would say there's something beautiful about self-awareness, and it goes a long way. Huh?
I think that comes with age.
It comes with age, you say? Yeah. Self-aware. I mean, again.
Kujijua.
Yes, ndio. Kujijua.
Kujijua. Yeah.
At we are old. Because self-awareness is key. And I mean, it's good to self-reflect, especially for younger artists and being able to have access to the right mentors. But it starts, again, Kigs, it starts with the artist. Perhaps it starts with the artist needing to have that mind to change. Because kama mtu ameshaamua anataka kukwama mahali, hizo ni zake. And I'll say it's something that I've noticed. I got a chance of joining the Kabarak School of Music just to get a different perspective and dynamics on what music is really like. And I got to learn of a word when I joined that institution, something called musicianship. And special shout out to one of my collaborators. He's called Mozart Rich Roots. He told me, I asked him, what does musicianship really mean? And he told me it's a principle. It's a discipline where you're able to interact and collaborate with your artist in a way that you put your character and check, especially when you're engaging people. And I feel there's a lot that has to play. He said it has a lot to do with your upbringing. So you find that, unfortunately, where there was some absence of a father figure or a big brother figure to be able to guide you, then chances are, even if you're gifted in the music, the gift is not just enough. Iko sawa? Hapo sawa kabisa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking at our time. And perhaps I'll just take in 2 last questions before we wrap up. And then we can enjoy some drinks. How sio? Hapo sawa. And some music too. DJ Trixie's on the 1s and 2s tonight. Okay, you can kick off. Kitikai, nice to meet you. Okay.
Good question.
And then the second question to you guys, Soul Generation, yeah. Are we expecting something from you guys, like a new generation from you guys, the young generation? Are you thinking of signing? If you're thinking, You're welcome. Kitikai, that's a good question. Go for it.
Okay, so my songwriting process is, I like to write songs in the morning. That's when I feel most energetic. Sometimes I write to a beat. Sometimes I create a beat to something I've written. So other artists do it. You give them a beat, they write. Other artists write with a guitar. They don't think about the beat. So I'm blessed to kind of do both. And then I think the most important thing that makes the flow stick out so much is I try my best to be part of the music, part of the instrumental. So that means if there's a trumpet sound somewhere, I don't want to put a word on top of that trumpet sound. I want the people to hear the trumpet, so it just sounds so, it's well woven into the track. But my goal, even when I do features, is to be honest to the track and to the song, to the feeling of the song, the topic, what the strings are dictating, what the drums are dictating. That's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to put myself first. That's really my process. That's simple. No, I take long breaks. I take long breaks between writing because when I write daily, I find my ideas are starting to sound the same. And at this point, I've done so much music and writing, even for other people, that sometimes I can start writing and I'm like, I've gone down that path of thinking before, so I have to start again. And but that comes with age and experience. But I don't write every day, no.
In the same tip of songwriting.
And I don't listen to, I try my best not to listen to music that I feel is not entertaining to me, because I feel when I force myself to listen to music, it will influence my creativity. So that's why I do listen, but I'm very selective with what I listen to. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Something interesting maybe he has not mentioned. He also doesn't listen to his own music after he has released it.
No, but I've listened to it so much during the mix, like 100 times in a day. I need a break. I come back after a while. I think I'm good.
Uko sawa? So we're signing. We want to wrap up, and I'm seeing now. Maswali ndo zinakamsai nataka aya moja hiyo. What we'll do, because we're streaming live and we need to wrap up from the live. We'll still have a session where it's a one-on-one. See, they are here. See, we are here. Sawa. Before we leave, you'll ask the question directly. Sawa. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Can you tell Klepto to say hi to me? My name is Fela. Can you guys say hi, Fela?
Hi, Fela.
Okay, thank you. Now, my question, listen. I just want to understand. 7 years ago, excluding Rawbar, Collins, we did a song, Christianity, Bazokizo. That shows to be one, which is not Armenia, Mukupeke. Mukupeke has 40 million views. Yours has, I think, 4 point something views. I just want to understand the role that Christianity has actually played. Because when you are doing you can actually tell that it's something that Christianity has played with your role. I just want to know, not your stand, but this the way you guys can sit here and do that good gospel music. There must have been a role that Christianity has played. And you just tell us exactly that. Because it's not a coincidence. So many secular people have done gospel, but they don't go now play. You guys have written prayer that somebody can literally read the lyrics. It's a supplication to God. I just want to know how exactly that was played. Thank you.
Do you want to take that first? The role that your spirituality, basically spiritual element of creating music, and what Christianity has done, right?
Like, for me personally, I come from a very Christian, oriented background. Like, my mom and my dad are really watu wa kanisa kabisa. Like, and even in high school, like, prayers were a factor before our shows, before we do our recordings, when we are releasing music, like, we realize the aspect of, acknowledging the creator for the talents that we have. Like, we don't, hakuna point either nishaisikia Shin or Collo, boasting ama akisema yeye ndio ame, So even for those who are die-hard fans when you wamekuwa na sisi from day one, if you have been following our shows, uta notice majority of all of our shows, before we go on stage, we usually have a prayer, you know. After we come on stage, we have a prayer, you know. We do the same even I know, even before he records, before we, like, it's core. So I think for us, we have, even for he'll speak for himself, but they all come from, you know, parents who are very strong, you know, faith-based, Christian, you know, kabisa, yani watu wa Mungu kabisa. So tunatambua hiyo na tunaiweka kwa part yetu ya art.
Iko sawa? Iko bie? Hapo sawa kabisa. Maze MC tufungie basi na la mwisho alafu. Gai. So, let's start with you and then we finish with her. Okay? That's fine. Yes? Sasa ukiuliza swali ya pili itakuwa noma. Sawa, ulitaka kumuuliza, muulize basi.
Yo once ni ile chance ya, yani hakuna mtu ako perfect. Unacheki, so yani nipe your grace at least once, nikikuangusha once unaweza nisamea. Hiyo ndio meaning hiyo.
Iko sawa? Shukran, asante sana. The last one please. Yeah.
Okay, so it really happened. Shin City usually take maybe 6 months. Maybe 6 months to plan. So nilikuwa nimepanga kuweka Shin City August. Alafu nikapata news ya tour. So siwezi fanya concurrently because ile product nataka prepare for Shin City here last time ni a whole new experience. But stay kukwambia ni nini, but yani ni kitu fulani, but focus si sana city sana, but show yenyewe vile inakaa imebadilishwa. So that means the only time I can do it is probably December or next year.
Iko sawa? Thank you so much.
Nikiannounce price ya tickets, what was the jam? Yeah, so maybe December or early, first quarter next year.
Parting shot.
Parting shot is, man, Collo, my little brother for years. I wish you well.
Thank you.
I hope this business that you're doing is successful.
Thank you.
I hope you make a lot of money from it. I hope you get a lot of memories.
Amen.
And touch many lives.
Amen.
And you'll be living in your purpose as you always do, man.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. Roba, any parting shot?
For me, I just want creatives, especially musicians, to realize the power that they hold to understand that the industry, they are the industry, you know. And personally, as rawbar, I'm on a quest, and I hope in the near future we'll be able to streamline the industry, you know, not just for us, for the generations to come, you know, because this has been a problem that has been going on for quite a while. You know, these fights with the CMOs, this, you know, royalties this, royalties that, blah, 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 blame games. It's interesting that we are seeing even, you know, politicians now jumping in, and, you know, it means there's something in the music industry.
There's something definitely in the music industry.
It has been a journey for about 10 years. We are working behind the scenes, and God willing, the industry is gonna get a solution, and it's coming. And I just hope when that time comes, there'll be support from, you know, the main stakeholders who are the copyright owners, you know, the real musicians, those who sweat in the studios to put the music out there to entertain. They deserve an honest living for all the hard work that they do. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you so much, Nyashinski. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We've been streaming live for the past hour or so, and we're just about to call it a wrap. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you so much. You've been an amazing audience. Clap for yourselves, kidogo. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our hosts for today, the 254 Beer District. Thank you so much for making this possible. A special shout out to the entire team at 254 Beer District, including AMP Studios, Mirage Plaza, asanteni sana for making sure us guys have been streaming well. Special shout out to the entire team of videographers and Team Collo. I love you guys so much, man. Mnajijua. Hapo sawa kabisa. Special shout out also to DJ Trixie. Asanteni sana, asanteni sana. It's been beautiful. And I hope we can do this sooner than later again. We're looking. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. This was the next guest that we'd like to have in the flight. Camp Mullah's you know, we are the beer dinner. Kwa hivyo usijifunge. Enjoy yourselves and forward to the next one. Until then, this is the East African Flight, and I'm your captain, Collo. What's up? Ati? Yeah. Hilo ilikuwa chat and vibe. Acapella. Hakuna instruments hapa. Ka freestyle tu. Angalau. Eyo wapende wasipende.
Mimi bado niko.
Na hata wakinichukia.
Mimi bado niko.
I'm never gonna stay down.
Mimi bado niko.
Tu mimi bado nini.
Sumi taxi bila kana kichuri kiwa still naanza kuropoka
sijui. Kwa mara nyingine ni yule MC mfupi kama rungu ya Moi, mtukufu mfalme wa rap na jifunga kikoe, fupi kama chupa na kupa mistari mirefu.
Ni nani mkosefu katia na wapa mapia, suti juu
chini mweusi ni ite mafia, pafia kiki juu yake nipate
afya njema, nasema nikitema nikiwa katia. Mwenye wivu asijinyonge,
mimi ndo namnyonga,
na pole pole kama
kobe la kinyonga. Mimi bado niko mimunkiri.
Mimi bado niko mimunkiri, ni hatari na si swali. Toroka songa mbali, fimbo yangu Mike mzee chunga maslahi. Ni aje unanipinga mimi ni Musa wa Sinai. Mi uwanga na sumu ndani ya Haya, twende basi, twende kazi. Mziki ya hiki kizazi kipya, hakuna kitu ingine utasikia this year. Juni M4E pekee, tuendelee ama tusiendelee. Yeah, na masengenyo ni mingi, zidi kuongea bro, I don't care as long as club in a rock from the front to the rear. Na since message iko clear, signing out ni Munkiri,
the rap shaka Jordan. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely evening. Until we see next time, 30th March, next flight. Thank you so much. God bless you and have a good evening.
Very much for coming through. E.A Flight, Collo, rawbar, Nyashinski.